Hi, my name is Shakir Dossa, and I'm the creator of the Diabetes Prediction app. Today, I'll be going through my program with you, and we'll be showing you how it works. So as you can see over here, here is my program. It consists of a backend code and a frontend code. So the backend code uses CSV file, which has values and elements such as insulin, blood pressure, glucose, pregnancies, BMI, etc. And it uses these values to predict whether you have diabetes or not. So it uses machine learning to give you values, which it presents up here. It produces a precision percentage of whether you have diabetes and also a heat map. So over here, you can see the heat map and you can see the range. So and then after that, moving on, we have the front end code. So in my front end code, I used Tinker, the library Tinker, to help with creating my user interface. So a user interface is a way of interacting between the user and the computer. So it allows the user to input the values. So unlike my backend code, I don't need a CSV file for this. I don't need any sort of reading files or anything. So it creates a 500 by 600 screen, which I can use to enter values. I've created 5 screens and multiple buttons like the next button, the submit button, the back button, and the start button. Yeah, so 4 buttons. And then I've used this function to determine whether the person has diabetes or not. So as you can see over here, I have told the user whether they have diabetes or not, and I've tried to predict whether they have type 1 or type 2 diabetes. So how I've done that is by using only 3 datasets. So I've used glucose levels, insulin levels, and blood pressure. All 3 of these values I will be getting from the user, and the computer will present an output. So type 1 diabetes is caused because of low insulin levels, while type 2 diabetes is gained through too much glucose or overeating, which can lead to obesity. So that's why I kind of chose insulin and glucose mainly, but blood pressure also has something to do with relating to it due to if your blood pressure goes up, it leads to stress and also kind of lead to diabetes, the type 2 diabetes. So that's why I've included these 3. So again, I've used Tinker for all of this, presenting the results on the page, if and else statements. So if I run this, um, this is my user interface over here. Let's see. So this is my start page. As I said, 600 by 500. This is my start page. It has the next and back button. So if I click next, it asks the user to input insulin levels. And if I want, I can go back at any time and I can go in front and I can go next, next, next. And then this is the results page. Then I can go back and change any of the values. So over here, I'm going to input something like, let's say 19. I'm going to input 19. And then after that, I'm going to import glucose levels. So I'm purposely going to input a big value of glucose so that I can show you what it would output. And then blood pressure, I'll keep that like 150. All right, next, like I said before, I can go back, I can change any values if I want to. But yeah, I feel like I'll go with these values. So if I click submit, I can't change the values anymore. So it presents me with you have type 2 diabetes, you have too high glucose levels, and need a stable diet along with exercise. So the computer recognizes that the glucose levels are normally high, and that means that the person has been over consuming fats and all types of food types. So that leads to higher glucose levels, which leads to diabetes in the end. So that means that there's not enough insulin to break down all of the glucose. So it it presents the user with a way to fight type 2 diabetes, which is through diet mainly and exercise. So he's got to he or she has to cut down on the amount they eat of fats and carbohydrates, and at the same time exercising. So that is how my front end code works, along with the user interface. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me and go through the GitHub files if you want to look at my program. And there's also a app user manual on GitHub and LinkedIn too. If this video doesn't help, that might help. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. Hope this